I'm back for my people, man. Look like it's snowing in, man. It's snowing in right now. You see what I'm saying? We got to get the vibes going, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's get some more cash. There's new week, new money, though. You see what I'm saying? So we're always trying to get some cash. If you like the show, hit the like button, subscribe, join the channel as a member, all that good stuff. We have the prop guy with us today, Andy Lang here, man. It's Tuesday. We're trying to get some cash. Andy, how you doing over there, my brother? Is everything cool with you?
Yeah, doing great. For those that follow, it's the Masters week, so one of my busiest and favorite weeks of the year. But there's always time to make money in the NBA, and we're going to go over a lot of these games. And I got to tell you, there's just going to be a lot of games that I don't have strong opinions on. You only need a couple of strong opinions to cash, and I do have some that I really, really like today. So it's definitely going to be quality over quantity with these teams and all these crazy lineups.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm right there with you on that, my brother. But yeah, like I said, we always obviously it's a boatload of games, so we won't have a play on every single game, but we go through them. We try to break them down to the best of our ability here. And we, like I said, this is sports betting advice. You don't necessarily have to take what we're taking, right? We're just here to kind of guide you in the right way. If you like it, let's cash. If you don't like it, you don't have to play it, guys. It's all business here on the show, man. Hit the like button. Let's go over to the streets of Detroit, guys. First game up, we got the Pistons getting 13.5 at the house versus the Heat in this one. Bam Adebayo did get upgraded to probable in this one here, Andy. Obviously, the Heat need to win these games. The Pistons need to lose these games, right? I believe they're saw some stat are 1-21 or something. They just been getting smoked, man. But this line was at 11.5 last night. It's up to 13.5 here, Andy. Any props in this one? You think Bam could eat in this one, or what are we doing here?
Well, there's a great angle, and it checks both boxes. So one angle is to just play the Detroit Pistons guards over their turnovers, in particular Killian Hayes. And the other angle is that the Miami Heat always force turnovers on the perimeter. So we're getting a beautiful situation here. And it's one of my favorite plays of the day is Killian Hayes over 2.5 turnovers. Him and Ivy had 9 turnovers last game. Just the two of them. Just the two of them. And that was against Orlando. So the Heat, they got Brunson for 3 2 games ago. They got Doncic for 3 last game. They just do a fantastic job at defending the perimeter. And you don't really trust Killian Hayes with the ball. Them tanking is why he's playing. So
exactly.
Just expect at least 3 of his passes to either A, go to the wrong team, or B, go out of bounds. And there's always a travel. One of the times we played him, he cashed when he walked with the ball. So I'm staying away from the spread. I don't need to make any other bets because I'm locked in with Killian Hayes over 2.5 turnovers.
Yeah, I could not talk you off that, man. You do not like Killian Hayes, and I'm with you, Matthias. Man, I saw a play where he had a fast break. He tried to pass the ball, man. Then he got the shit blocked. It's just like Killian Hayes sitting there like, what? What's going on, man? Come on, man. I might be out there. I might ball a little bit better than my guy Killian Hayes. But regardless of that, yeah, definitely could not talk you off his turnovers. He might have 5 in the first half here, guys. So could not talk you off. This is not a game I'm looking at. If I'm playing it, I'm looking at the Heat. Obviously, it was 11.5 last night. So if I was gonna play it, it would have been last night up to 13.5. Could still only look towards the Heat way. I remember last game was a tie game, 100-100 with 4.5 minutes left. The Heat rattled off 12 straight points to cover a 10-point spread. And the Pistons didn't score for the last 4.5 minutes. So I'm not going anywhere near the Pistons here. I could only look towards the Heat here. Pretty simple game. Let's head over here to the streets of Orlando here, Andy. We got the Magic getting 5 points at the house versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in this one. It's really tough game. The Magic 9-0 against the spread. I know I'm only looking towards obviously the Cavs are the better team, but the Magic have the Cavs really can't move up or down in the playoffs. So they're basically cemented into that 4th seed there. Magic 9-0 against the spread last 9. I can only look towards the Magic here. Andy, how you looking at any props in this one? Some Fultz or some Franz Wagner or something like that? What are we looking at in this one?
Donovan Mitchell's been on a tear. A couple 40-point games. His point total is 28.5. I'm not really sure why. He's playing this hard before the playoffs. Like you said, the motivation is eventually not going to be there for Cleveland. Maybe it starts tonight. So I'm a little nervous about taking some Cleveland Cavaliers props or even some Cleveland Cavaliers money. I know the Cleveland Cavaliers on paper have good defense against small forwards. I just don't know how I get away from Franz Wagner over his points, rebounds, and assists. This guy, we talked about him last week,
Right.
Jay, and all he's done is keep hitting this prop. He had the miracle cover on this in Friday's game against Washington. He was under by a half, and the last shot of the game up, raises off the rim right into the arms of Franz Wagner to get his rebound to go over. Then he comes back against Detroit 16, 5, and 8. The books keep hanging this number at 25.5. I'm just riding the hot hand of Franz Wagner, man. You ride these guys' streaks, just take that. The other one that might be a little bit sneaky, I don't know. It's not a great play, but Wendell Carter Jr. He keeps barely going under his total for points, rebounds, and assists by like 1 or like 2. And it looks like Mobley and Allen are going to play. So if you're getting the interior defense of both Mobley and Allen, makes life difficult for centers, as we know. So I got to say Wagner is my favorite prop in this one, though, over Peter.
Yeah, that's a great point there. What you think about that Banchero over 7 rebounds? Any thoughts on it?
I just always get worried about rebound props against the Cavs. It's just hard. Is he going to hit? Yeah, probably, because they're going to need him to crash the boards and help out with those rebounds. But when you're going up against Mobley and you're going up against Allen, it's tough. I can't tell you no. It's a bad play. It won't make my card, but I'm certainly rooting for you if you take that one.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not me. It was just a question in the chat in that one. No props for me in this one. I didn't even bet. I know I want to lean Magic plus a 5. I do think that they could, because the Magic they're not going to make the play-in tournament, but it's just crazy because they're still not eliminated yet. But I do think a Bulls win eliminates the Magic out of the playoffs, but still they're playing. It doesn't matter if they're have an outside chance or not. They're just balling. They're playing for next season, right? So the Magic are playing too good of basketball for me to go against them. The Cavs, obviously not the same team on the road. Are they the lot better team? They are, but they don't have a ton to play for with like 3 or 4 games left in the season here. So Magic plus the 5 is the only way I could look. This team is 9-0 against the spread last 9 games. I would not fade them in my opinion, guys. So over here to the streets of Charlotte here. We got the Hornets getting 14.5 points at the house versus the Raptors in this one. Raptors on the first game of back-to-back as well. Obviously, this is a duplex spot that you just smacked them up, but the fact that the Raptors, I believe they have the Celtics on deck tomorrow. So you always worry about a little bit of look ahead there. I know they got Precious Achua, some other guys, Gary Trent Jr. on the injury report as well. So not necessarily I don't want the Hornets here though, right? I mean, these guys are basically resting everybody. It's one of the tanking teams the last 3 games of the season. I will not be looking their way. It's pretty simple here. Andy, any thoughts on this game? Maybe if Dennis Smith Jr. plays, he could be the only guy that could really score the ball over there for the Hornets and knowing. But what do you think about this one? Can the Raptors smack them up once again with the first game of back-to-back versus Celtics?
Yeah, I got Dennis Smith Jr. listed as a game time decision. He was tops of my list. I would take a look at Siakam just as assists. That one's been a little bit sneaky. Books got it at 5.5. He's had 7 the last 2 games. Charlotte, awful defense, obviously. So he had 5 and 2 before those 2 games with 7. Then before that, he had 9, 7, 7, 6, and 8. So maybe a Pascal Siakam props. The props are very limited in this game because we're waiting on lineups for that. That would be the only one that I would play. But I got to tell you, I can't say that's a really, really strong play, just a lean.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I want no parts of this game. Like I say, Raptors land 14.5. Could they blow them out by 20 once again? Maybe if you like Raptors, maybe take them first quarter. I'm not doing anything with this guy. I really don't have any interest in this game. Maybe watch it. Maybe get a live spot. Raptors are 4-1 straight up on their last 5 games. They did just beat the Hornets by 20 points, but it's a lot different situation this time around when you have a first game of back-to-back. So maybe the Raptors want to come out here and get the game over with early. I know Siakam has career highs in everything. I mean, points. My guy Siakam has been balling out this year, and they've needed him to, right? So it's just a really tough game for me to bet in this one. Like I say, maybe Raptors early, try to get the game over with quick, but we know the Hornets want no parts of winning right now, even in this revenge spot. Not looking towards taking the points with the Hornets in this one, my guys. Head over here to the streets of Washington, D.C. here. Andy, we got the Wizards getting 13.5 points at the house versus the Bucks in this one. I can only look Bucks first quarter, first half to try to get this game over with quick. Once again, they're also in the first game of a back-to-back as well. Like I say, last night I was saying maybe look at some Denny Avia points. Now he's out, right? See what I'm saying? He's going to be out for the next couple games. The tankathon is on for the Wizards here. It's crazy because you can't even really get too far now, but they're resting Kuzma, Bill, Vilja Porzingis as well. Damn near for the rest of the probably gonna be out for the rest of the season. Monte Morris, it's ugly over there. You see what I'm saying? Chris Middleton, Grayson Allen out for the Bucks in this one, but it looks like Giannis will play. They do have the Chicago Bulls tomorrow at home, so first game back to back for the Bucks. Maybe first quarter, first half here. Any props? Maybe DeLon Wright. I mean, I feel like that's the only last person for the Wizards here. What do you think about that?
You're on the right track for me. I'm going Corey Kispert. That's kind of one of the last men standing. They got his points, rebounds, and assists at 23 and a half. He had 32 last game and 30 the game before. So I just think you're getting great value on Corey Kispert. Like you said, somebody's going to score. They're only down to a few guys. Somebody's got to get some points for Washington, and don't forget garbage time always counts, Jay. So yeah, it's a horrible game to watch. I'm sure tickets are like $1 on StubHub at this point. And I mean they pay you $1 to go watch the game. I don't mean you pay.
Hey, I need a voucher. I need a concession stand voucher as well. $25
tax write-off. Do I get the charity tax write-off to come?
I need all that, man. You got to pay me to come to this game, man. But now with the Bucks in there, I still probably going to be some people there. But yeah, I could only look Bucks first quarter or first half. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a trifecta spot for the Bucks. But why can't they come out here and build a nice lead and get this game over with quick and rest their guys up and get ready for tomorrow's game? So that's how I'll be looking at it. Bucks in the first quarter, I believe it's -4. And then first half is at -7.5. That would be my top looks on the game. That's the only way I could look. My guy D Williams in the chat said he was right there with it. Kispert props. You see what I'm saying? So could not talk you off. And even if they're losing, getting blown out, Kispert will still be playing towards the end of the game because they're just trying to develop him as much as he can. So that's a good look there, Andy. I know he's been hitting threes, all that shit. I could see DeLon Wright and Corey Kispert be the main offensive guys for the Wizards there, but the Bucks should come out here and smoke these guys. I mean, other than Gafford, no real rim protection over there. Bucks first quarter and first half probably gets there in that one. Let's head over to the streets of Brooklyn in this one. Nets getting 2 points at the house versus the Minnesota Timberwolves in this one. Andy, Timberwolves just coming off one of the worst losses in NBA history there. They were laying 19.5 points at the house versus the Blazers. Lost that one outright. No one's really going to want the Wolves today, but I do like them. I'm howling with the Wolves. We did hop on them last night, +1 on the money line. It's up to -2, so I like to see that, but I don't care about the CLV trophies. I just need the Wolves to win this game. Wolves money line for me here, Andy. What do you think happens in this game? Any props you'd like in here?
Chris in the chat said he happened to look last night and they still had tickets for $200 on that Wizards.
Man, that better be courtside for $200.
Courtside, free nachos, free drinks, bottle service, everything for $200 to go watch Corey Kispert versus Giannis. Oh my God. All right. Timberwolves and Nets. This is spoiler. This is my favorite bet of the day. Spencer Dinwiddie over his rebounds and assists. It just keeps cashing every single time. You can play his assist or you can play his rebounds and assists. They have his assist number at 9.5. The guy gets double digits just about every game. They have his rebounds and assists at 13.5. He's getting 4 or 3 rebounds. So whenever he gets to this 10 assists, 11 assists mark, he gets over with his rebounds. It's been cashing left and right. It's been the best play over the last week or so since he's the main ball taker there. Minnesota, obviously, they're a train wreck on defense. I have League Pass, Jay, and I was watching that Timberwolves game that they lost to Portland, and I was watching the Timberwolves local broadcast, and they were just killing the Timberwolves. They brought up 2 of the guys that played for Portland were on 10-day contracts. The Timberwolves lost to guys on 10-day contracts. They literally signed guys just so they could field a team for the next for the rest of the season. It was a hilarious loss. So obviously we're not trusting the Timberwolves defense here. So Dinwiddie over his rebounds and assists, cash it once again.
I am trusting. I'll be honest with you, Andy. I don't like any props for the Nets tonight. This is a huge game for the Wolves. It's an absolute must-win game. And when they come off these bad performances, the Timberwolves have done this all season. When they come to the house and play these lower-tier teams, they never get up for the games. But guess what they do? They bounce back in the next game. They've done this time and time again. They beat teams like the Warriors, the Nuggets, and other great teams as well coming off those bad losses. So this is a bounce back spot for the Timberwolves. Their defense will show up today. You will see these guys flying around like their heads on fire, and the team was sick as well. I think that they getting out of Minnesota really helped out. I looked at the weather in Minnesota. It's cold as hell, snowing and shit. But in Brooklyn, it was at least like 49, 50 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit better. So I think the Timberwolves couldn't wait to get out of Minnesota. They've had a few days to get over the sickness as well. They've lost 3 straight games. They've only lost more than 4 straight games in a row. One time, that was in the span where they lost 6 straight games. Other than that, when they lose 3 straight, they always bounce back. They're bouncing back today. I think the Timberwolves win their last 3 games, guys. I'll be perfectly honest with you. They know that the sense of urgency is there. I think the Timberwolves come out here in the first quarter as well and lock down. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets team total went under. I wouldn't be surprised if the Wolves came in here and cashed the trifecta spot. They have to start the game off early in the first quarter. Got to keep it going first half and full game as well. The Timberwolves will win this fucking game. I got nothing's guaranteed, but I'm on the Timberwolves. We hopped on them last night, +1. It's up to -2. Timberwolves money line, top play of the day for this one. This is one that I've been thinking about for a few days. Bounce back J spot. I'm on the Wolves in this one, guys, and I wouldn't. Yeah, it's all hands on deck here. Cad's not sitting this game out. I cannot see that happening, man. This is an all hands on deck spot for the Wolves. It's put up or shut up type of game. This is low key a must win spot for the Timberwolves here. Bounce back J spot. They're holding the Nets under their team total as well. Nets getting their ass smacked up in this one. I'm sorry, Andy, but I don't like any props for the Nets today. They're getting their ass smacked up today, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Philadelphia here. We got the Sixers laying 2 points at the house versus the Boston Celtics. The Celtics have fucking owned these guys. They won all 3 meetings so far this season, Andy. Celtics 3-0. So you got a triple revenge spot for the Sixers here. No Robert Williams. I mean, just tell me, how does Embiid not get over 10.5 rebounds? What are we doing here?
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good spot. I mean, obviously, you're going to have Horford and Tatum trying to, manage Embiid inside, and it's just going to be really tough. I do really like that play. You got Jaylen Brown questionable. For the questionable with Jaylen Brown, for that reason, I would jump on Marcus Smart over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's actually started to get better. He's looking a little bit more healthy, a little bit better on defense. And this Philly team, man, Jay, the perimeter defense is so bad. I mean, you got Harden, Maxey, Tobias. This defense is bad. And Marcus Smart starting to get a little bit better. And if Jaylen Brown is out, that's going to leave a lot more stats available in that, kind of that forward, shooting guard position. So if you grab it now at 19.5 and Brown gets ruled out, I think you're sitting on a beautiful number. So even if Brown plays, I still like him to get there. I think they play pretty hard in this game. And Philly not playing good basketball at the wrong time of the year. So I kind of like Boston in this one, but for favorite prop, Marcus Smart over his PRA.
Yeah, if Jaylen Brown doesn't play in this game, that's not going to be good. It's crazy, guys. So I'm doing a night show. I didn't even see that Brown was questionable in this game with back soreness. See what I'm saying? So that was my fault. But it's crazy because I'm talking about the game. And even with me thinking Jaylen Brown in there, I still lean Sixers here. The triple revenge spot TNT game, Joel Embiid lobbying for the MVP. I really like Embiid's over 10.5 points in this one. If Jaylen Brown doesn't play in this game, it is the first game of back-to-back. The Celtics are locked into the 2 seed. This is a road game versus the Sixers team that they beat 3 times already this season. They know that they're going to get the best shot from the Sixers. Sixers going to be playing this game hard like a playoff game, in my opinion. So I feel like Jaylen Brown probably is not going to play in this game. And like I say, with me not even seeing that last night, and I'm like, oh shit, Brown probably not going to play here, man. No Robert Williams. I think the Sixers come off that loss versus the Bucks, bounce back here on national TV. Whether they care about the rest of the games after this, I don't know, because I do think there's a possibility that the Sixers will want the 4 seed rather than the 3. That way they don't have to match up against the Celtics. They'd rather match up against the Bucks, but both of them are going to be a tough matchup here. But in this particular game, triple revenge spot, I can only look towards the Sixers -2 in this one. Now the Celtics have owned them of late, guys. I'll tell you that. Now I know one of the times I took them, I said, man, I'm not betting against I'm not betting the Celtics versus the Sixers anymore, guys. So this is no play for me. But the last game did show us in Philadelphia that they could win. That they almost won that game. It was tied 107. And then Jason Tatum had to hit that big three and end up winning by 3 points here. So the Sixers have showed that they can stick with them. They got Jalen McDaniels over there now, so they got even more defenders that they can throw at the guys. If Jalen Brown is out in this one, I would not expect the Celtics to win this game, guys. I could only look towards Sixers -2. I like Embiid props here. I couldn't talk you off that over 41.5 PRAs, my guy, but the over 10.5 rebounds, I do think is better than over even the PRAs. But this is a Joel Embiid type of game. I hope the Celtics start Blake Griffin in this shit. That's what I hope. But now they probably gonna start Al Horford. But Embiid TNT game, only 4 games left in the season. This is one of the MVP type closeout type of games, in my opinion, for Embiid. I think they're going off. I like Embiid props, the rebounds the most, but I like the PRA as well. He should get their point. I see him going for 30 and 15 tonight, my guys. And I do think the Sixers will pull out a win. That's just how I'm looking at the game, guys. Obviously, really tough to bet against the Celtics. First game of back-to-back, Raptors on deck. Sixers should come out here and ball out on these Celtics tonight, guys. Let's hope that Brown is out. Let's go over here to the streets of Chicago here, guys. Bulls laying 3.5 at the house versus the Hawks in this one. Andy, what do you think? Is Trae Young probably going to play in this one? Any props you looking at in this one?
Well, it's tough. The books kind of do a good job of letting us know who's going to play and who's not. Jaylen Brown doesn't have any props listed, so that's a big red flag that maybe he's not playing. And I don't see any for Trae Young either. So yeah, if Trae doesn't play, then maybe you can. I don't know. This Hawks team is so tough to figure out. Maybe you go to Murray. Is Murray playing? I don't even know if Murray's playing. If Trae Young is out, look for Zach LaVine to have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
That means they're going to have. Not like Trae's good on defense, anyways. But when you have the backups, then they're really not good on defense. So LaVine's been playing well. I would look at him as maybe some points or maybe points, rebounds, and assists. Without the Trae Young news, though, I can't say I have a very strong opinion on this game, especially with props. So I'll take a wait and see approach. Wait on the Trae Young news.
Yeah, no, unpopular opinion. I think the Hawks are a lot better off without Trae Young. I remember the game that he got ejected. They were down in the game. They went on like this crazy run, like 20-3 run or something like that. As soon as he went out the game, and at that point, I said to myself, "Do these guys even like playing with him?" It just seemed like a switch flipped. Man, they were BSing throughout the whole game, and then he gets ejected, and then they just go out there and ball out and end up blowing the team out by 30-some points. Unpopular opinion: if Trae Young probably doesn't sit, it's actually probably good for the Hawks. I'm not betting this game. The Hawks are coming off a win. What have they been? They hadn't won back-to-back games in their last 10 games. It's been win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. They're 0-4 ATS last 4. They do have, this is the first of a back-to-back. They have the Wizards back at home tomorrow. Bulls need all these wins as well, but they have the Bucks on deck tomorrow in Milwaukee as well here. So I'd like to lean towards the Bulls here, but like I say, it could be one of those where Trae Young out, it could be better for the team. Let DeJounte Murray run the team. See what I'm saying? But it's a really tough game. The Hawks have the better offense, in my opinion. Bulls have the much better defense here, in my opinion, guys. So obviously the Trae Young possibly been out. Kind of, you never really know what's going to happen with the game. Start player out theory, whatever. But really tough game. I'm not even going to waste your time. It's both teams on the front end of a back-to-back in this one. If Trae Young is out, actually could be a nice little under spot because I think the defense will get a lot better with Trae Young out there. He doesn't play winning basketball on offense, and he doesn't play winning basketball on defense as well. So they're actually more of a solid team without him. Can't wait to see which team he's going to go to in the offseason. He will not be on the Atlanta Hawks next year, guys. I can damn near guarantee you that. Let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans in this one. Pelicans laying 4 points at the house versus the Kings. Man, this line went up. It was at 2.5 last night. Woke up as 4s across the board. The under went down as well. I talked about that one last night, 237.5. My guy Punt, the punter taker does like it as well. It's down to 236, guys. So I hope you sprinkled on it last night. Andy, how you looking at this game, my brother? You think BI has been going bonkers here? What are we doing here?
I'm looking at Valanciunas over his rebounds. They have an 11.5. He's at 12. He had 9 against Golden State, but he only played 22 minutes in that game. And then before that, 21, 13, 19, 15, 12, 17. He's been a rebounding machine. They'll need him to go up against Sabonis. Hopefully he stays out of foul trouble. He's done a good job staying out of foul trouble recently. He had 5 fouls against Portland and the Clippers. It didn't affect his minutes that much. So Valanciunas, you can take him over his rebounds. His rebounds and assists have been really good, but he had 0 assists last game, which was really weird because he had 4 and 5 and 4 and 3 before that. So probably just stick to rebounds. He's been the most consistent Pelican with his props on the rebound. So only prop for me in this game.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there. Yeah, it's a tough one, especially with it going. I'm not looking towards the Pelicans laying the 4. Like I said, I mean, this line actually opened up at like -1.5 or -1 for the Pelicans. Got bet all the way up. Pelicans have been the best team in the NBA over the last 7 to 8 games. Their defense has been lights out. They're at the house. They have revenge versus the Kings. I know the Kings. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. If the Kings had lost that game versus the Spurs, I mean, had won that game versus Spurs, I'd be all over the Pelicans in this one. This is somewhat the same type of spot as the Wolves are. Kings coming off a huge loss as a huge favorite. They were favored by 16.5 points and lost in overtime versus the San Antonio Spurs, guys. So in this particular situation, usually it's a bounce back type of spot. Pelicans are playing way too well for me to even look towards fading them. Kings have been playing a little bit better on the road, but they are basically cemented into their 3 seed there. So I think that's mainly why the Kings have probably tapered off. But I think this is an under type of game. I think the Pelicans defense can really shine in this one. Malik Monk did go through shoot around, but if you got any type of calf soreness, why force your guys to play when you have home court advantage in the playoffs and you're trying to, really make some noise here. So my leans in this game would be Pelicans and the under. Both of them have moved a couple of points since last night, guys, but this is the only way I could look in this one. I'd lean Pelicans in the first quarter as well. I know the Kings in the bounce back spot, but I just don't. I do expect them to play a little bit of defense here, like especially coming off their loss. But I do think their offense gets shut down by this Pelican squad. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Valanciunas can play some defense as well, man. Najee Marshall coming off the bench, Larry Nance Jr. These guys have a plethora of defenders over there for the Pelicans, guys. So I can only look at Pelicans and the under in this spot, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Houston here, guys. We got the Rockets getting 9 points at the house versus the Denver Nuggets in this one. Andy, line was at 10 last night. It's come down. I believe the total is basically the same, 230. What do you think happens in this game?
Well, I'm hoping they sit Jamal Murray and Jokic. I hope we get confirmation on that. And I'm not even going to say if we do. I think it's when we do. But I really love Alperen Sengun over his points, rebounds, and assists with no Jokic in there, no Jamal Murray. I mean, listen, no secret the Rockets have been getting crushed, but the Rockets just don't play many of their bench players. All their starters are getting all of their stats and all their minutes. He's coming off an 18-5-5 performance against the Lakers. Before that, 15, 13, and 7 against Brooklyn, 21, 12, and 2. He's flying over his PRA. It's him, it's Porter, it's Green. And then there's really not much else that are consistently getting over. So hopefully Jokic is out. Hopefully Murray is out. And then we get Sengun in this garbagey of garbage games today if Denver sits their guys.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I told y'all that Chris was gonna like I told y'all that Chris was gonna like the under, and our guy Punt was gonna like the under last night in that Pelicans Kings game. It looks like both of them like it as well. I told y'all, man. I know my guys, man, but man, my guy here says Rockets money line, man. I don't think the Rockets even want to win for the rest of the season. I don't have much to say in this game. I know the total has come down from 231.5 to 230, but I still don't see the Nuggets don't play defense in these type of games. And a team that they know they can beat with their offense, you will not see them locking up on defense. The Rockets, they're not going to play much defense as well, but they're going to play some offense. Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., they always like to make highlights and things like that, but I don't see a ton of defense playing this game. I can only look towards the over in this particular spot. I know that Jokic he's probably not going to play. They are saying that he does really have an injury, whatever, my guy, but obviously their offense hurts without Jokic, but I just don't see a ton of defense being played in this game. I see this being like a pickup style type of game with the Nuggets, knowing they can win with their offense. So there's no real reason to expand a ton of energy on defense. I could only look towards the over in this game, and this is probably one of the best prop games of the day, right? It's going to be plenty of threes flying, plenty of baskets in this one, in my opinion. I do not see a ton of defense here, guys. So if you like 3-point props, double-doubles, shit like that, this is probably the game. And I can't help but to not heavily lean to the over in this game, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Memphis here, guys. Grizzlies land 17.5 points at the house versus the trash ass Blazers. Blazers got 13 guys on the injury report in this one, man. Right now they only have the 6 guys that's available that's not on the injury report. 2 of those they just signed less than a week ago, so they will have to at least 2 of those guys get upgraded to probables so they can at least field 8 guys, but this could be an absolute smack city spot here. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Grizzlies do have a first of a back-to-back. They have the Pelicans on deck tomorrow, and the Pelicans obviously have the Grizzlies on deck tomorrow. But how you looking at this game, Andy? What are we doing here? Looking at some Blazers money line here? What are we doing?
No, I want nothing to do with this game. I like hard pass. Maybe you sprinkled Shaden Sharp because he's the only game left in town there. But no, I don't want any Grizzlies props. I don't want any Trailblazers props. I will happily move on to the next game.
Yeah, I mean, Grizzlies coming off a loss as well. Obviously, they don't need to go balls to the wall in this game, guys. But it's just one where the team that they're probably going to be fielding out there is just like going to be so ass, bro. It's
Good
just
enough
like
to beat the Timberwolves.
oh my God. No, the players that they're gonna have, this is what I'm saying here, Andy. The some of the players that they had in that game aren't even gonna play here, right? Matisse Thybulle has popped up on the injury report as well. Kevin Knox, trash ass, popped up on the injury report. Even some of the guys that they just signed, Butler Jr., he's on the injury report as well. So wouldn't be surprised. So Watford's on the injury report, all these guys here. So and coming off a win. So coming off a win tells me all the more reason why they want no parts. They're gonna try their best to have to field the worst possible team that they can in this one. Like I say, Grizzlies, they could be working for the books in this one, but I could only look towards first quarter and first half in this one, my guys, for the Grizzlies. Wouldn't be surprised if they got absolutely smoked by 40 some points in this one, guys. So could only look towards the Grizzlies first quarter, first half in this one, my guys. Let's head over here to the streets of Utah in this one. Jazz getting 9 points at the house versus the Lakers in this one. Land 9 points on the road. This line probably just went up if they say marketing is out. But no, it still look like it's sitting at so it's 9.5 now, and some 10s popping up in this one. I'll be honest, I don't think LeBron's gonna play, so I wouldn't. That's just me. That's just what I feel. I don't see why you would play your guys today and then sit everybody tomorrow versus the Clippers. Looks like AD's gonna play in this one. Andy, but like I said, LeBron's still questionable. He doesn't need to play in this game. I feel like he'll probably want to play tomorrow versus Kawhi. How you looking at this game?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. And again, we have to wait and see what we're doing with the injury report here. Obviously, you like to look at Davis. He's been a monster. I would just take him on his points, rebounds, and assists. He's actually come up a little bit short on his rebounds prop, so just make sure you're getting everything. But yeah, without some of the news on this game, it's just another one that I have to wait and see. So no real opinion right now, as I got to wait and see how the lineup shake out.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off looking at some AD props as well. If he plays, he's probable. We've seen guys go from probable to questionable to out. We've seen guys go from out to questionable to probable. So you never fucking know. But I could only look towards Lakers here, especially if marketing is out. They already without Walker Kessler. You already didn't have a ton of rim protection. The Lakers could get whatever they want inside the paint here. There's no real reason why they need to play LeBron in this game. They can win the game without him. So if he's still questionable, personally, I do not think LeBron is playing both these games. You don't need to. He's still kind of banged up, guys. The LeBron is not 100%. See what I'm saying? So I can only look Lakers here, but I do think you might be able to get a better line. I said that last night, and it was 8, and it went up to 9 this morning. You see what I'm saying? So, but like I said, this is one of those games where I don't want any parts of. Lakers should win the game. I don't necessarily know about how many points they're going to win about. They should get. They probably should go over their team total though. The Lakers should. This should be an offensive game for the Lakers here. They do have the Clippers on deck tomorrow, guys. So first game of a back-to-back. Take that for what it's worth. 2 more games here, guys. Warriors going to the streets of Golden State here. The San Francisco Warriors land 8 points at the house versus the Thunder here. Andy, any thoughts on this game?
Not totally. I'm not really sure what to expect from these teams. I mean, obviously when Durant plays, the Suns look great. OKC though, I can't really get dialed in on any of their players. Like SGA's gone over his PRA his last 2 games, but I can't really. No, nothing in this game. I'll leave it at that. No, maybe. I said SGA. I didn't mean SGA. I'm sorry. I meant Booker. I think these starters sit in the fourth quarter. Like, isn't this a blowout? Like, is it this a game where there's no reason to play these guys and they all come up just like a little bit short? Like, oh, I only need 1 more rebound from Ayton in the fourth quarter. Why is he wearing a t-shirt and laughing and joking with the guys on the bench? Like, and he ends up not coming out. So I don't know. This is a stay away game. I mean, Ayton should go over his rebounds. I can't get there, and I'm just not sure how many minutes they want to invest in their starters in this one.
Yeah, my guy in the chat, like Josh Giddey PRA over, he said he always plays well against Golden State. They do still have some pieces here, right? Obviously, the Warriors balling at the house. I'd hope that the Thunder can come out here and get a first half lead. That way we could just bomb the Warriors in the third quarter in this one. But they still have some matchup advantages here. Remember, Jalen Williams is a baller. You got shooters off the bench as well. You got Lou Dort, a defensive piece. Josh Giddey, he's a baller. SGA, he's a baller as well. So wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder could keep this close, but also wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors obviously just smacked them up in the second half, like they do. Our guy Chris, my guy Chris B. Captain in chat likes the under 242 in this one, guys. Nothing for me in this one. Last game up, going to the streets of Phoenix here. Suns laying an astronomical number. It's up to 19 now. Suns laying 19 at the house versus the Spurs in this one. Andy, you like anything in this? I know somebody asked me last night, KD over 26.5 points or something like that. Any thoughts in this game?
It's a lot. They seem to kind of be spreading it out there in Phoenix. I don't know. Booker's just been on fire. I don't know. I just do the Suns want to invest in getting their players a lot more time to gel, or are they trying to take it easy and try and make sure their players are healthy? Obviously, you know, Durant's coming off of one of the strangest ankle injuries in league history. So I don't know. I don't know what the mindset is going to be. And when I don't know what the mindset of some of these teams are going to be, I'm just not really sure exactly where to invest money. I think there's better props and I think there's better games out there. So I won't be playing anything in this game.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. You never know what's going to happen here. I wouldn't even be surprised if the dog covered once again in this one. Just no real reason why the Suns need to go balls to the wall. They can work on their offense, but you don't want to risk injury versus the San Antonio Spurs in this one. Absolute no bet game for me, guys. It's time to get out of here. We went through the whole show, man. Make sure you guys go check out the MLB guide over at Wager Talk, my guys.
Play ball. Hot off the press, handicappers from Wager Talk, Sports Memo, and The Gold Sheet have collaborated on the 2023 Wager Talk Media MLB betting guide. From World Series odds to regular season win totals and everything in between, this year's betting guide features previews on all 30 teams, all 6 divisions, and season-long awards like the Cy Young, MVP, and Rookie of the Year. Each preview contains key roster acquisitions and departures to help you get up to speed before opening day. Visit wt.buzz/MLB23 to download your free guide, and we'll see you in the batter's box.
We'll see you guys in their batter's box. Obviously, MLB has already started, guys. So best of luck to everybody that's betting MLB. Go download their free MLB guide. Get the likes up as well, man. We need 1,000 likes here once again. We did it on Saturday. Or no, that was Sunday, man. Let's get them likes up once again, my guys. Andy, what you liking on the show, man? I know you got the Masters going over there. Anything to promote over there at Wager Talk, my guy?
Yeah, the Masters obviously is the big thing that I have going on. And also we have a 5% UFC play that is up. We're on a 10-3 run and 4% and 5% plays in UFC. We cashed a 4% play on the PFL and Bellator. So if you like combat sports or if you just like making money, go grab that. Masters is taking up all my time, but you know, we went 2-0 last night. I hit a hockey play and hit a baseball play, and our daily packs include all sports. So like today, there's going to be an MLB play. There's going to be an NHL. There's going to be multiple NBA plays. The Spencer Dinwiddie is the one that I talked about. That's going to be the best bet for the show over his rebounds and assists. That will be a client play. 16, 16, and 15 his last 3 games. Once he's become the primary ball handler, he's flying over his assist total. So roll with that as a best bet for the show. And all plays can be found on wagertalk.com. Great week for golf and UFC, Jay.
I like it, man. One top play for me today. One play a day, Jay. Wolves on the money line. I think they'll go all out to win this game, man. They don't have another game for 3 days. It's what they'll have 3 days off of rest before the next game. So hopefully the Wolves go all out in this one. The heavy leans, the honorable mentions that I think all will cash, to be honest with you. One top play, Wolves on the money line. I do think the Wolves come out here and cash a trifecta spot. First quarter, first half, full game. Embiid over 10.5 rebounds. Kings, Pelicans under the 237.5 last night. Pelicans money line, we talked about that one last night. Sixers money line as well. I also lean Pelicans in the first quarter, guys. So those are all honorable mentions. One top play for me, Wolves in the money line. If I play some more bets, they will be posted in the members chat, guys. If you've been cashing with us, 12-0 last 12 picks, my guys. You've been cashing, join the channel as a gold member. You see what I'm saying? The books pay for it, guys. It's not asking for your money, just some money from the books over there, guys. We've been cashing out heavy. It's Us Against the Bookies, really just showing your support to the channel. Me coming on here live every single day, night, all that good stuff, man. Doing game time shows, all that, man. Let's get some cash. We will win. Let's get 1,000 likes, man. If y'all been cashing, please join the channel as a member, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notifications. That way you know every single time I'm going live, my guys. Let's get some cash. New week, new money. Let's go, my guys. We out, man. Back tomorrow. Let's go.